Good evening, people. I hope I'm audible and visible. Okay. I hope it's for the first time we are meeting today. Uh, have I taken the session earlier with you guys? Thank you, Gauri. Uh, Anjali, Ankita, good evening. Kirti, good evening. Okay. To better understand my audience, may I know which city you guys are from? You can type your answers in the chat box. Okay, okay. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Uh, okay, wonderful. Okay. Oh, that's nice. With people from Bangalore, Mumbai, Solan. Have I missed any other place? Simla, Nasik. Okay. Kindly mute yourselves. Okay. Anyone from any other city? Dehradun, Raipur. Okay. Chhattisgarh. That I know Raipur. Raipur is known for being a. Kindly spare my hairstyle. I just shampooed them today, and they are going in every direction. Probably not looking that good. But anyways, it does not matter how good I look. It's about the content that I'm going to deliver. That's that's going to be more important than Ludhiana, Varanasi, Chandigarh, Dehradun. Okay. Anyone from down south? Even deeper. I've got people from Bangalore, and there are people from Mumbai. Um, Bengal. Oh, that's wonderful. Mahima, you have attended a session earlier of mine, if I'm not wrong. Ojwal from Ranchi. Okay. Oh, probably. Oh, thank you. So I've got a bit of memory. I do remember things. Taranpreet, you have also attended a session, I suppose. Hmm. Okay. Now, okay. See, I need to get started, but what do I do there? I've already added 100 people, another 18 are on waiting list. So if I get started with the topic, they'll miss out things. Let them join in. Okay. Okay. I hope in earlier sessions, grammar has been covered for you guys, the basics. Okay, someone's from Bihar, right? Oh, Bengal. Okay, so that's wonderful. So now we'll be moving towards sentence correction. Uh, okay, Permi, don't worry. In case if you have not covered the basics, I'll be covering the basics along with it. So as and when the things will start coming, I'll be discussing the basics alongside. You don't have to worry about that. That's why I asked, like, how should I make the session go ahead? What will be your comfort level? And I hope that's okay with others who have already done a bit of grammar. Uh, some revision isn't bad, right? Okay, thank you. Okay. Uh, I've got enough people now. Time to get started. We need to fix a time. 5 minutes past 7. No one else should be allowed to enter, but right now you guys are joining in. Mm, okay. 5 minutes is excusable enough that even if you're working or something like that. So let's get started with today's session about sentence correction. Now, so a correct expression implies the right grammar and the right structure. Also the right idiom, right? Uh, Now, basically, it means that when you are, there are a lot of people joining in, it disturbs at times, but that's okay. That when you are expressing something in English, okay, let's try and understand why do we need grammar, right? Why do we need grammar? The reason we need grammar is because earlier, when people used to communicate from one point to the other, the content of the message should not change. That's why we need grammar. Right now you can discuss things telephonically, you can talk to people, right? And you can clarify what was there in the mail or discussion. But think about those days when you were writing something, right? So you wrote something with some intention, but it got interpreted as something else over there. So to avoid any such thing, and I'll give you another example. Throughout the world, if you will punch A on your keyboard, it will display A on the computer screen, right? There's a lot of coding going on when you are printing, chatting from here, and the person over there is reading what you are typing. Like in the chat box, also we guys are doing that. So, okay, Pirzade Umar, if you say so, I'll allow them. But then we need to draw a line. I cannot keep allowing you as per your wish. Okay, first time, so excused. Kindly be in time in the next class, right? Session. I don't want to sound boring or strict, but then we need to draw a line somewhere. right? So coming back to the discussion, like when you type something in English, the computer does not understand what A or B you are typing, right? It only understands the coding. So this sort of a coding, which was done in language earlier for people to communicate, is grammar. And right now we are studying English grammar. There can be, there rather is grammar for every language. Oh, okay, Sanjay. So that's okay. I didn't want to sound strict or serious, but okay, don't worry. I hope everyone understands Hindi here. Right? In case if I'm struggling with a concept to be drilled, I'll probably hop on to Hindi, because I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to explain things to you. Right? So I'll try my best to explain things to you so that grammar becomes simplified and you are not scared of grammar anymore. So that is why when we are writing something, the sentence should have right grammar, structure, idiom. Idiom should also be correct. You should use the correct idiom, and that too in the correct form. Right? Okay. So effective expression. Okay. Remember these 3 C's that you should check in your sentence for error. It should be correct. That's for sure. It should be clear. Now, but it should be concise. See, as far as to allow people, as far as correct is concerned, there's no issue. Like, you also know that it should be correct. Now, where it's problematic is if you're trying to clarify beyond a point, then you are not being brief. And in case if you are too brief, probably you may miss out on clarifying the idea or the concept. So that is where the tussle is at times. Right? We'll do a few examples and you'll understand these things better. Okay, so appropriate word should be used, something which sits in context, and like among or between, which one would be correct. So we need to know that. The original meaning should not change, right? And no awkwardness, like I write something and you understand something else and it is awkward. So that should not happen, right? Okay, and ambiguity. Again, awkward and ambiguity will go hand in hand, that whatever message I am trying to deliver, you get the same thing and there's no confusion regarding the same. Okay, now what are the most common errors that we get when we have to solve the questions when it comes to this thing? Subject verb agreement, right? Now,
Say there.
that was quite melodic. But I think I need to make the system that you can unmute yourself, unfortunately. Else I would not have done this thing. Okay, subject verb agreement. Now, someone has written something in the chat box. That's okay. Right. So, see, what does the subject verb agreement say? Subject verb agreement says that a singular subject should agree with a singular verb and a plural subject should agree with a plural verb. Right? Now, give me examples of singular subject quickly. We don't have time to lose. In the chat box, you can give examples. Give me examples of singular subject. Yep, that was a good one for me. And you said that you have missed the session for grammar and you are the first one to answer. That's wonderful. I, he, she, these are singular, and plural would be we, they, right? So these are singular and plural. And what about you? Is it singular or plural? Both. That's right. No, Navneet, it is both singular and plural. If I refer to I told you, that means one person, and I told you people, that means more than one. So that is why if I discuss about reflexive pronouns, so that is why you have got yourself and yourselves. Both are there, right? So you can be used as a singular as well as a plural. Okay, now singular, and give me example of singular verb. What will be what all will be singular verb? Was, is, and something which you are not sure if you have not attended a session at Bullseye, has. Oh, so spare the writing, sorry. Right? Has is also singular. Yes, anything which has got s or es in the end, that verb is singular. Now, try to remember from this thing. Okay, I always give this example, the simplest one. Boy plays, right? Or boys play, right? So whenever you add s to the subject, it becomes plural. And whenever you add s to the verb, it becomes singular. Simple thing, right? So the rule is very simple, that singular subject should agree with singular verb, plural subject should agree with plural verb. Now, but what is the problem then? Where exactly is the problem? In life, there are only, the problem is only because of two things. It's because of I and you, right? These are the two things which create problem. I and you, right? Other than that, you don't have a problem. Now, what's the problem with I? If I make a table of singular and plural verb, one side I'll have is, other I'll have are. On one side I'll have was, and the other side I'll have were, right? And on this side I'll have has, and on that side I'll have, right? So now I should agree with singular subject, right? Singular verb, sorry. So I agrees with is? No, it does not. So what does it agree with? Am. I agrees with am. Obviously, I does not agree with are, it's a plural thing, but it does not agree with is. It creates a different helping verb which is only and only used with I, and that is am. Right? Now, I also agrees with was, and that is what it should do because it's a singular subject. It should agree with a singular verb. But I also agrees with were. When does it happen? When do you get I plus verb form? I plus verb when the subject is singular and the, okay, I need to admit a few people, 12 people have joined it. Yeah, I was is okay, accepted, but you get I plus were as well. And when do you allow I plus were arrangement, which is singular subject, plural verb? Anyone? Okay, this happens when there is an hypothetical situation, imaginary situation, right? Naveen, I have added everyone. Okay. No. Till what time I do keep adding people? They keep on joining. Okay. I've added Mansi. Okay. I wish I were there, but unfortunately, maybe you were not there, so that's why you were unhappy, right? So whenever you are talking about a hypothetical or imaginary condition in past, that is when you use were with I. I wish I were a bird. That means you were not a bird, and rather in present as well, you are not a bird. And I wish I were the president of India. That means I was not. If I was president of India, I'll say I was the president of India. But if I was not and I wanted to be for a hypothetical or an imaginary condition, you say I wish I were. ठीक है, मगर ये हो ना सका और अब ये आलम है कि तू नहीं तेरी जुस्तजू भी नहीं, कुछ ऐसे कट रही है जिंदगी जैसे इसको अब किसी के सहारे की आरजू भी नहीं. Yeah, some शायरी from any idea which movie? Why should studying be boring thing, right? You can have interesting things as well, right? Silsila, right? From Amitabh Bachchan for Rekha, right? मगर ये हो ना सका और अब ये आलम है कि तू नहीं तेरी जुस्तजू भी नहीं, कुछ ऐसे कट रही है जिंदगी कि अब इसको किसी के सहारे की आरजू भी नहीं, right? So that is how you need to just give me a moment. It seems someone has got some emergency. Sorry, just excuse me. sorry for that. I just picked up the phone. The reason I do that is someone may be in emergency. And if I don't respond, they may have problems. So that's why they just broke the flow of the Shairi, right? So from now onwards, even if you'll forget that this I plus were structure is called the subjunctive mood of the verb, you'll definitely remember that I plus were is this Shairi thing, right? So that is what it is, right? तो इस तरह से अब आपके आज के बाद आप कभी भी नहीं भूलेंगे कि आई के साथ वर्ग कब आता है. जब ये हो नहीं पाया था तब आता है आई के साथ वर्ग, राइट? ओके, अब आगे चलते हैं. एंड लुक एट दिस थिंग, I and has, it never happens, never ever, right? It is always I and have. So a singular subject is agreeing out of the given option only with a plural verb. So it is always I have. And obviously other verbs, right, the plain verbs, it never takes an S. You never say I plays. It's wrong English. You say I play, right? Sorry, the caller is in the right direction. A lot of things are not going in the right direction, but what I'm comfortable is the core thing that the message has to be transferred about the topic. Just give me a moment. Okay, not a problem. Right. So I never. No, there are 9 people who have joined it. Is the session becoming phenomenal, or people keep on joining? Is it because of network issue they are getting disconnected? But I don't know. Whatever is the case, but I am happy that I'll be hitting double centuries quite soon. So that's quite nice feeling. Okay. So I plus has never happens. Kindly remember, it is always I and plural verb have, right? And I plus play. I never takes a verb, a plain verb with an S at the end, right? It always takes without the S. Oh, now 11 people. Oh, I'm already with 200 people. Oh my God, what's happening? Okay. Probably some people like the Shairi or whatever. I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Well, I have taken a maximum class of 150 to 200. So I was not expecting this is something new for me. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you're done with this thing now. Verbs. I have covered the and that's thanks. All right. Okay. So now, okay. There's some subject pronoun and other thing called object pronoun. What's your idea? What are subject pronoun? Right? All the subject verb what you gave earlier, they will she, they, we. These are all subject pronouns. If you have a pen and paper handy or you want to take a screenshot, entirely your choice. Right now, could you tell me what would be the objective case of I? No, we are doing pronouns, Rocky. Yeah, these are all verbs. That's right. Now we are doing pronouns. Okay, in case if my voice is breaking, what maximum I can do is I'll turn off the video because I probably received a call in between from the back end, and that's why probably the signal got disturbed. Okay, even if my voice is breaking, don't bother. I'll not be saying anything which is not there on the slide. Don't worry. And if it is not there, I'll be writing for you. So you don't need to worry about anything at all. I becomes me. Good evening, Arvind. But you are late, sorry. She becomes her. They becomes them. And we becomes us. Notice this will help you in subsequent slides. Then we'll be doing misplaced modifier. We'll be doing parallel construction. Quantifiers like many and few are countable, and others are uncountable, like much more, right? Comparatives, idiomatic expressions, something which should be redundancies, incomplete construction. Everything will become clear in subsequent slides. Okay, now, as I've already told you about subject verb agreement a little bit, now tell me which one is correct. Yeah, Rocky? It's your turn, guys. Both are correct, right? The number is singular. That is why is will come. A number is plural. That's why R will come. You can note it somewhere in case if you want to. The number is a single subject, so it also is a singular verb. A number is plural. Okay. Let me make it simpler for you how to remember. I have told you a number of times, like your parents would have said this to you. I've told you a number of times not to do something. So a number means more than one. Hence, we can say that that's the reason it is plural. Okay, now is R. You need to answer now in this box which one is correct. Hello guys, are you there? Am I audible? The ones on the YouTube. Are you not responding? Am I not audible? There's nothing that I can see in the chat box. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me reconnect once again. Okay. So now, tell me, should it be is or are? What should be the correct answer? I hope I'm audible. Thank you for responding. Because criterion, EUN, criterion is singular, criteria is plural. Welcome to something new. So criteria is plural, criterion is singular. That's why correct answer would be are. Right? Okay. Now, FSR and NSR. Now you tell me what should be the answer to this one? Sorry about that. Even I've got connectivity issues today, seems to be. Because you guys are constantly getting disconnecting. I've got the answers, so probably I'm audible to a lot of people. To few, I may not be. No, the answer would be is. No, for God's sake, how do I stabilize it? Like you guys keep on disconnecting, reconnecting. I need some stability to proceed further. If I have to keep on allowing people to join in, and that's what's going to happen on the screen, it becomes a little nice. No, so okay. If in case you are disconnected now, kindly hold on for at least a minute or so. You can watch the recorded session, but kindly don't disturb the session in progress. Right? Okay. So first subject rule is used for conjunctions such as well as, in addition to, along with. So in case of these conjunctions, we understand that the first subject is more important than the second one. Here there are two subjects. First is principal, second is teachers. The nearer subject to the verb is teachers, but in first subject, that is for the conjunctions like as well as, along with, in addition to. So इसको अगर मैं आसान भाषा में समझाऊं तो जब हम बात करते हैं कि A as well as B, इसका मतलब ये है A is more important, B जा रहा है. A as well as B are going to the party, is going to the party होगा, ना कि R. The reason is A is singular, so is B, but you are not combining it. In this case, first subject is more important. Now, in this case, R will come. Why? Because not only but also connects the subjects which are equally important, and then the verb should agree to the nearer subject. The verb should agree to the nearer subject. That is why it will be R. So, as I told you earlier, guys, kindly hold on. You keep on jumping and disconnecting, reconnecting. It disturbs the flow. Right? Okay. So, first subject rule is for these conjunctions. Right now, it would be clear that that means that something extra is there. So that is why the verb does not agree with the extra subject. The verb agrees with the first subject. All right. So that is first subject rule. Now the near subject rule. That is, we did the example of not only but also. So either or, neither nor, rather than. So in case of these conjunctions, the verb agrees with the nearer subject. Yes, Sushmita, you got a question? You punch in the question, I'll move on to the next slide in the meantime. Right? So if this is subject A and this is subject B, right? So the verb should agree with the nearer subject. Right? So that's why this would be the answer. Now let's proceed further. Okay. Okay, I hope the screen is stable now. Why do you guys keep getting disconnecting and reconnecting? Okay, that's okay. See, anyone, someone, no one, everybody, somebody, nobody, anybody. These are all singular, right? So as anyone is singular, so instead of there, we will use his or her. Right? Right, Mahima. Okay. Now, some of you will have to come in there or your. Yeah, right. So this one you got it. So one agrees with one, right? That's why it will be one should take one's duties seriously. It is wrong to use his with one, but preferable is that one should be accompanied by one, right? Okay. Okay, now First, second. Which one is the correct answer? Right? Good. Good. The reason is subject is tables, which is plural. That is why we do not need an S. That's why second is correct. Subject is tables and not next page. This is not the subject. Subject is this. You need to refer to this subject. Wonderful. Now let's move to the next one. So intervening phrases and clauses have no effect on. Okay, again, first and second. Which one is correct? This is the subject which is singular, and I've told you has is singular. Right? So has is singular, one is singular. So that is why we'll be using the, we'll be marking second one as the correct answer. No, Ariban, it will not be first. Have is plural. I've told you. If pronoun is used without its antecedent, what the antecedent means? The word which comes before the pronoun, right? Now it will become clear to you. We are halfway through the session, and still I am struggling with letting you people enter because you get disconnected. Okay, if this is first, this is second, and this is third, could you tell me out of these three, which ones are correct? First, second, third. The problem is that this he does not have a subject or a pronoun before it. So that's why we don't know what is this he referring to, who recognized whom. So first is wrong. Now look at this. This pronoun who is preceded by manager, right? So this is the antecedent of the pronoun who. And this third also makes sense, that minister met the manager and the minister recognized the manager. So second and third are correct. In first one, we don't know who recognized whom. Right? Okay. Pronoun reference error. Okay. What's the error in this one? Yes, Akanksha, correct answer for the previous question. I just read in the box answer now. Okay. Now here the problem is that we do not know what this day is referring to. Right? So instead of they, we'll use the people. right? So that is the correct answer. A pronoun following that. Okay, if you remember the table that I drew earlier, I, he, she, they, we. These are all subject pronoun. And for comparison, only a subject pronoun can be compared to another subject pronoun. Right? Okay, now you tell me, as a subject pronoun, so should it be she or her? What would be the answer? So would it be she or her? No, 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 no. It will not be her. No, it will not be her. No, 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 no. Stop, stop. No, wrong answers, wrong answers, wrong answers. I becomes object me. He becomes him. She becomes her. They become them. We becomes us. And look at what it is saying. When you are comparing, than is used. So I will use she, because the complete sentence would be he walks faster than he does. You are more handsome than he is. But these are implicit verbs. Implicit means something which you don't need to write necessarily, and it is understood without being written also. That is what implicit is. Because it's been long. Again, I'll start again. So if I say I told him, then it makes sense, because I am the doer of action and the other person is object. So instead of I told he, the correct is I told him. But in this case, a comparison is being made. Right? That's why I'm using this structure. He is being compared with she. You is being compared with he. Okay, you, subject or object, it remains the same. You and it, they don't change. They remain the same. Next, misplaced modifier. Now, in this case, what happens is, read the sentence. Read the sentence. She picked up the scarf and tied it around her head. It seems that her head Now it is correct. It was I was not saying anything. That is why I was not audible. This part means which was gifted by her friend. That means her head was gifted. Sentence means her head was gifted. That is why it's wrong. If you place it here, then it makes sense. She picked up the scarf which was gifted by her friend and tied it around her head. Which one is correct? First or second? This sentence means that the elephant broke his leg, which is wrong. Okay, now participles. The ing or ed form of verbs which act as an adverb, verbs called a participle. So the truck, what is the truck? It is overloaded. So it is an adjective here, right? Because truck is a noun. Again, train, it is a noun. So right now, it may be running, but you are telling the state of the train. Is it parked or stationed or is it running? So again, this is also an adjective. So a participle clause that is not related to the subject of the main clause, that is what is hanging participle or unattached participle. So the correct ones are so now it is correct. While I was walking down, my hat flew off. Right? While coming out of the meeting, so this while if we add, while coming out of the meeting, I suddenly felt very hungry. Now this is correct. Now gerunds. So no one is doing this thing. This is a name of a sport. Also a name of a sport. Playing football is my hobby. Right now I may not be playing, right? So else ing words tell you what is happening, action words. What is happening right now? So swimming is a great sport. No one is doing swimming. This is the swimming here is being discussed as a state. So the making of Titanic took a lot of time. The making, no one is making right now. Right? So even though in ing form, it is not happening right now. So that is why it is a gerund here. Infinitives. Now what are infinitives? To plus a verb, the first form. Stem. That is the first form. Right? That is called a infinitive. To plus the first form, stem form. See, this is infinitive. For God's sake, now things have stabilized. Else it was like corrected, disconnected. More people joining. Again, now Pradeep Lokhande wants to join. If I get this thing sorted, then it becomes. So she likes swimming, dancing, and then this thing too. That is why this is wrong. She likes swimming, dancing, and to play football. That's why it is wrong. Now, what will be the correct form? Swimming, dancing, playing football. Or we can say she likes to swim, to dance, and to play football. Then it would be correct. Okay. Now, what's wrong in this one? How this is not parallel? No, not had. It is not a tense error. Again, people have started joining and disconnecting. So again, now we'll have connectivity issues. No. Okay, look at this. The stranger was sophisticated, with good manners, and keen-witted. You do not need any helping verb, and is not also not required. So instead of keen wit, it will be keen witted. So parallelism and comparison. Now, the earlier we leave, we will get there earlier. Wrong. The earlier we leave, the earlier we get there. You don't need this will. Right? So the earlier we leave, this is in simple tense. The other part should also be in simple tense. Right? Okay. Okay, now look at this one. I was not saying anything. That's why there was no audio. Right? Okay. Now look at this one. Now audible? Okay. Thank you, Dev Kumar. I was not saying anything. That's why. Okay. Okay. Now this is parallel. Okay. I hope now you would have got it. Now it is parallel. Okay. Now look at this. To say that all children love their mother, now this is wrong. To say, to make. Now this is parallel. Right? So it should not be that one part is in to plus the simple verb or first form of verb, infinitive form, and the other one is in the ing form. This should not happen. For the things which are happening parallelly, like if I was playing football yesterday and it was raining, so I should write I was playing football and it was raining. That is how it will be parallel, right? Okay. Now here a tense shift has happened. You guys tell me what's the shift in the tense here? What's wrong? So here we need to use the third form. Instead of ate, we need to use eat, ate, eaten. Now it is fine. Now it is correct. Having just eaten some food, right? We need to use the third form with third form of verb with have. She said she does not. She did not. Now the tense is correct, right? Okay, now you guys tell me what's the error in this one. When I opened the door, I saw smoke coming out of the kitchen, and then I realized that I forgot to switch off the oven. So what's wrong here? Okay, for God's sake, now I'm not going to admit anyone if you are going to be disconnected. Kindly watch the video. It breaks the whole flow. Oh, that's wonderful, Suchita. Yes, that is the correct answer. Very good. But it's incomplete. It's not the complete one. Yes, Simran, that is right. It should be had forgotten. Why? When two things happen in past, the thing which happened before the other, we need to use had and third form. Example, by the time I reached the station, the train had already left. So when two things happen in past, the one which happens before the other, to describe that action, we need to use had and third form of the verb. Okay, now quantifiers. Something that you can count, right? So I want few sugar. No, you cannot count sugar. So I want some sugar. Right? Next, I saw a great amount of students. This is countable. Number. Oh, wow, people are responding. Wonderful. Right? Okay. Next one. What's wrong here? Books. Yes, Simran, very good. Yes, Anjali, Taranpreet, very good. Because books is countable, so it will be many. Because much is used for uncountable. All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, what's wrong here? Akanksha, that's okay. Okay, what I'm looking for is, this is the correct answer. Right? Those of others. Now, and the pickup of my car, the pickup of my car is not better than you or your car. I want to say that pickup of my car is better than pickup of your car, or I can say the pickup of my car is better than that of his car. Right? So that is the correct one. Then that of. Or you write the whole sentence that pickup of my car is better than pickup of your car. If I don't allow people admit into the session, then the session goes smoothly. The moment I allow people to join, that's when you guys have problem with the screen or something like that. So, but I have allowed two people to join. Okay. Now this is wrong. Why? Because not only but also functions like a beam balance. Right? This is not only, this is but also. right? So here you put subject 1 and here you put subject 2. In this case, tea is subject 1, coffee is subject 2, right? So you need to move this enjoy here. That is the mistake. Prachi, that's right. But what you have used here is conjunction pair both and. But I am using not only but also. So what you have mentioned in the chat box is the correct answer, because the conjunction pair both and is correct. But otherwise, whenever you are using not only but also, then you need to put the subject 1 after not only and subject 2 after but also. So this prefer thing will go out. Right? Sorry, enjoy. I enjoy not only tea but also coffee means that the person enjoys tea as much as he enjoys coffee. Okay, redundancies. Redundancies means something which is being repeated. I shall combine the 3 statements into one. If you are going to combine, obviously it will become one. So this thing is not required, because if you combine, it will become one. The consensus of opinion is that she's not guilty. Why do you need opinion of? The consensus is that she is guilty. So these are needless repetitions. Like if you say repeat again, it is needless. Why? Because repeat means again. You never rise up, because they never rise down. And you don't say decline up, they decline down. It is like when you have already likely by May, soar will always go up, decrease will always go down. And when you have already mentioned the reason, why do you need because? Close, you don't need proximity. And when you said I can do this, you don't need to use I can do this because it is my potential. Obviously, if you can do that, means it's your potential. Right? So would you please repeat again? Would you please repeat? So again is not required. Innovations are always new. And the reason that he was rejected was, so you will remove that. You don't want redundancy. So it will be that. I hope you have got it right. But in spoken, it happens. Even I may make a mistake. In spoken, it happens. But we need to be extra careful while writing the exam, the entrance exam, that we should not make a wrong, we should not take the wrong answer. When this was, obviously something is initiated, it will be for the first time. Initiated means for the first time. Okay, now these both, now Pawan Kumar wants to join. So I'm allowed, but see, it disturbs the session a lot. Okay, what's wrong in these two? The problem is that whatever you're saying, there is no repetition, but you are using more words to describe something. So this is the correct answer. And for second one, already I have received the correct answer from Akanksha. Yes, so the correct answer is, sorry, got something in my throat. I need some coffee, I suppose. My throat has dried up. I even drank some water. But okay, I shall analyze the system. Okay, now, incomplete sentence. Now, you tell me what's wrong here. Why is this sentence wrong? How it can be corrected? इसका अर्थ ये हुआ सेंटेंस का कि मैं आपके काम में रुचि रखता हूं और आपके काम की कदर करता हूं. तो ये हो गया काम में रुचि और काम की कदर. So in and for, different prepositions are required to structurally correct this sentence. That's why. Okay, now this is an easy one. Answer why this is wrong. Yes, wonderful. I'm happy. If I said easy, you have lived up to the expectation. Yes, very good. Akanksha, Lakshay, Mahima, Simran. Yes, and anyone if I have left out. All of you, very good. Okay. Now, this is a little difficult. Why this is wrong? No, Taranpreet, not had, something else. Now it is correct. He always has worked and always will work hard. He always has what? That is why this was the question mark here. Now use it. So what this is a simple one. Why is this wrong? That's right. That's right. So the correct idiom is report to me, not report on me. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, semicolon. See, semicolon is used to connect independent clauses. So that is why instead of comma, we will use semicolon here. Not exactly. About will not be okay, Simran, because you have to report about me. But if I'm saying this, why would I say that he has to report about me? You have to report on me, to me, sorry, not on me. On me was wrong. Right? Here's the difference between diction, right? Later means sooner or later, and latter is for former latter. Lie is when you want to physically lie, right? Late jana. Lay is to put something, rakhna, right? Adapt is to adjust. And adept means when you are very good at something. That means you are adept at that thing. Now, principle is the main thing at school or college. And principle is the working principle of something. Siddhant जिसको कहते हैं. Alleviation is to reduce. If you take a painkiller, your pain is alleviated. And elevation is, this is to increase the height of something, elevate, right? Metal is to show your character or strength. This is that metal. और ये धातु हो गया metal. Iron, copper, these are all metal. So these are the words that you should be careful because they can trick you with a wrong word also. So let's practice questions. So you tell me what's wrong here. I've also highlighted for your convenience so that you can easily answer what's the mistake here. No, Akanksha. What has happened, guys? The skills is plural, right? This is plural. We need to use are. Yeah, let's say that's right. Are. Skills is plural, so we'll use are. Slide has not changed. Okay. Let me do this for you. Has the slide changed now for you, Tanpreet? Congratulations, Taranpreet. So now the slide has changed. So answer. Second, third, what should be the answer? Remember, I told you the correct English should be complete, clear. The correct sentence should be complete, clear, and concise. So instead of first, go for second. Okay. Okay. Before this question also has options. You tell me what is the error in the underlined part, because underlined is correct. Tell me what is the in the underlined part. So any idea what's the mistake here? Oh, no. Okay, now I'll give you the clue. So when you look at the option, you'll understand. You always dismiss something as. Don't you say he worked as a manager? So the similar phrase is he was dismissed as a propagandist. So if you look at the options, there are only two options which has got as. So you tell me out of second and fourth, which one would be the correct answer? Yes, that's right. Fourth is the correct answer. Now just look at how ill-worded as being merely. How would it make sense? Because you need the adjective for noun propagandist. Okay, now I will not again show you the options. You tell me. Now this, I have full faith in you. You can pick up the error now. Find out what do you think is the error in the given sentence. And I'll try to correct my hair. It's not looking good. I'll turn off my video if this screen is getting stuck again and again. Turned off the video, I suppose, now because I really wanted to interact. So, okay. To be determined, Joel Joseph, nope. To be determined, no. Okay, whenever you are doing sentence correction, always identify the subject and the verb. What is the subject? Okay, leave the error. You tell me what is the subject in the sentence. What is the subject? Right. Mahima, that's right. Very good. So if subject is age, right, as Mahima has pointed out correctly, if subject is age, which is singular, why do you need an R? So it will become is possible to determine. That was only error. You don't need a noun determination, right? Okay, now this is something new. Now I need to tell you what's the error here, because probably you don't know what exactly is the point which is being made here. Okay, now try and understand. If I say 2 times Prime Minister of India, Rakesh Kumar was awarded by Dr. Manmohan Singh, is first sentence correct or the second sentence? 2 times Prime Minister of India, comma, Dr. Manmohan Singh awarded Mr. Rakesh Kumar. First or second? Which one is correct? Second, right? Because the initial group of words, that is the modifier, 2 times Prime Minister of India, after comma, we should get subject. It was not Mr. Rakesh Kumar who was twice the Prime Minister of India. It was Dr. Manmohan Singh who was twice the Prime Minister of India. So, what was hidden under centuries of suit and crime? What was hidden? This was hidden. And this was discovered by skilled preservationists. So you look at it, only second and fifth are options. The only difference is Michelangelo's famous frescoes on ceiling of the Sistine Chapel have now been restored by, only difference is have now been. So obviously you need the verb first, have now been. Okay. Now you can read the whole sentence, but that does not make any use to you because you have to point out the error. The error is which is never preceded by a comma, semicolon, which always has a comma before it, because after which you get a dependent clause. That means it depends on something which has been stated earlier, right? So the correct answer would be events which are. So semicolon is wrong. These are is wrong. Themselves is wrong. And this is obviously very wordy. Last question for the day. Tell me, and I will give you something similar. And I have highlighted also. Probably also knows that the time is over for the class. So neighbor August has started his daily routine. When two things happen in past, the one which happened before the other, we use had. If two things happen in past, we use had for the thing which happened earlier. If the owner had known the landlord's side of the story, she would not have written an article so favorable to 81-year-old tenant, right? Because two things happened in past. So this one happened earlier. That's why we have used had, past perfect, and then the remaining part is also the past form. And with that, I end my today's session. Thank you for being a wonderful audience, and apologies for some disconnect which may have happened. So I'll sum up what we have done today. We have learned that we need to look for the subject and the verb in the sentence. If the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. If it is plural, verb should be plural. And in case of conjunctions like in addition to, as well as, along with, that means something extra, the verb should agree with the first subject. And when we are talking about equal things like not only but also, either or, neither nor, or just or rather than, then verb should agree with the closer subject or probably the later subject. So we did this. Then we did redundancies, like you never say repeat again, you never say declined out or rose up, because it is redundant. When we are making comparison, so a subject pronoun can be compared with subject pronoun, right? Because I can say I told him, but He is as tall as I am. So the helping verb is implicit, and that's why it is removed. Right? So this is what we did. Something like pronoun reference error. We do not know what it is referring to, and if there is no antecedent, sorry, before the pronoun, we don't know what it is referring to. So it creates pronoun reference error. Like anyone, someone, no one, they are all singular. So a singular subject, verb like is or was should be used, right? And the pronoun that refers to it should also be singular. That is what we learned. Other than that, we learned that I is used with verb in a hypothetical situation, right? And then we learned that sentences can be incomplete, like I have interest in and regard for your work. मैं आपके काम में रुचि रखता हूं और आपके काम की कदर करता हूं. So two prepositions are required. Or then we learned that sentences which are very wordy and lengthy, they are not correct. We need to use the shorter form, right? Besides that, we also learned anything that you remember, anything else that we discovered today? 10 structure. Whenever two things happen in past, the one which happened before the other, you'll use had or whatever. And the parallelism, if you are using to plus first form of the verb, which is called infinitive. So you should say, I like to drink, I like to dance, and whatsoever it is, right? And nice. Thank you, Yash. And I like eating, sleeping, drinking. So the tense form should be parallel. Like it was raining and I was playing cricket. I played cricket and it rained. So either both in past or both in continuous, because they happened at the same time. So that also we learned, right? So, and punctuations that we need to be careful, like before which you always use comma. And for independent clauses that can make sense in itself, we use a semicolon to separate it, right? So I have summed up also whatever I have told you. My name is Chitwan Pasi. Chitwan being my first name, Pasi being my last name. Obviously, hitbullseye.com is always there. You can follow that. You can also follow my blogs. I write blogs on the URL is same, chitwanpasi.co.in. I write blogs over there, and I go by the same name on Facebook, Insta, Twitter, or other things. But I'm more active on Facebook. So over there it goes like Chitwan Khanna Pasi. Khanna my middle name from my maternal side. Otherwise, I go by the same name. And there are some blogs which can help you. And obviously, Bullseye is always there for you. Hit Bullseye is always there for you. But in case if you need to drop a question to me, that is my Facebook handle. Right? I'm really sorry for all the connectivity issue that the screen was jammed or anything like that you had to face. But like this happened. But even day, thank you for being such a wonderful audience. I really enjoyed with you guys getting disconnected, connecting back. It was an altogether a different experience for me. I don't know how much you liked the session, but I liked your enthusiasm and energy. I just hope that I could have physically be able to deliver the session. It would have been even better, I suppose that, so that this connectivity issue would not have happened. But we as a nation are growing and internet connectivity is becoming better. I hope the day is soon that you don't get disconnected time and again, and I don't have a screen jam issue, and I don't have to turn off the video and I can interact like this regularly to you. And let me check on the responses on the YouTube as well. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. On that note, it's time for me to say thank you. And as the logo of my blog site goes, keep learning and keep growing. If there's another session and I'm called for to interact with you guys, I would definitely like to do that. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. Take care and good night.